action for another day of the week. Welcome to the Wednesday edition of Chasing That Paper, presented by VegasInsider.com. We got a jam-packed show planned for you today in this traditional Wednesday spot. Our guy Devin Walker will be here to break down his favorite plays for college football. I have three pitcher props that I absolutely love this evening. We're going to try to find some value on the World Series Futures odds board, and of course, we'll break down some viewer picks. So let's bring in my guy, the wild man, the savage, Devin Walker, in his traditional Wednesday spot on the program. Devin, what is going on, my man? How you doing today?
Turn down for what, Joe? I refuse. And quick PSA to all our listeners that have been tailing my college football picks. It stops here, okay? The losing stops here. Unlike a lot of the people in this space, I take accountability when I am shit. In the last 2 weeks, I have been shit. But there's good news for everybody because I'm really not feeling so great about anything on the board this week. I found you three picks that I love. Kind of. I've really loved everything before this, so I think that, in some weird convoluted balance of the universe, me not being so sure about these picks actually makes me more sure about them. If you want to pick a week to tail all three, this is it. I am guaranteeing a 3-0 weekend.
There you go. Devin owning up to some wrongs of the past, and he will look to right these wrongs starting right now. Devin, let's get right into this action here for Saturday. Start us off with one of your favorite plays here for college football on Saturday.
Well, this one's a no-doubter for me, although I am a Massachusetts man. BC stinks. I also love the FSU Noles. Everybody knows I've been riding with them. They're 3-0. They're undefeated, okay? Their momentum is surging. They've got BC at Doak. For those of you that don't know, that is the FSU Stadium. It is absolutely electric. If you've never been to a game there, I highly recommend it. The Noles are going to beat the brakes off this BC team. Not only because of their offense, but because of their defense. The BC offense is trash. Absolutely deplorable. Okay, FSU will control both sides of this game. Jordan Travis may not play. I'm not worried about it. Roadmaker, slinging it. Okay, the kid's got an arm. The FSU ground game, it's dominant. And I don't think BC stands a chance here. It's absolutely okay with me to lay 17.5. BC has failed to cover against the spread in the last 5 games. FSU's 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games against BC. And BC is 105th in scoring offense, 130th in rushing offense. That is not going to get it done against these Noles. They are a legitimate playoff contender in this league. You heard it here first. It's Noles minus 17.5.
FSU minus 17.5. That right there is greasy money line parlay territory for me, Devin. I'm going to have to take a look at that one. Okay, next up, we got the Raging Cajuns taking on the Warhawks. What do you like in this one?
Well, outside of two of the best mascots in all of college football, hashtag Warhawks, hashtag Raging Cajuns, I'd just like to say this: the Warhawks absolutely stink. UL Monroe could be the worst team in college football. I've said it before, but only about UMass and UConn. And UL Monroe is going to give them a run for their money. Are the Raging Cajuns world beaters? Absolutely not. But I am not scared about minus 8.5. This game should be won handily. ULL has covered last 4 games in Louisiana. ULL's 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. ULL 9-1-1 against the spread in their last 11 meetings with UL Monroe. This is a Raging Cajuns football team that can score and score quickly, and UL Monroe will not be able to keep up with that. It's Warhawks, it's Raging Cajuns, and for me, it's the Raging Cajuns minus 8.5, and I'm not scared, Joe.
Raging Cajuns, baby! That's one of the best names in all of sports. Come on.
Rage on, baby.
Louise.
Rage on.
Yeah, baby. Okay, so bring it home for us here, Devin. Interesting game going out on the West Coast. USC absolutely flying out of the gate. They're taking on Oregon State, the Beavers. That team has burned me before. What are you looking at for this game?
Can everybody say fraudulent, please? Okay. Fraudulent. That's what the Beavers are. I watched that game where they narrowly evaded a defeat from Fresno State. We saw what happened to Fresno State when they played USC last weekend. Hashtag blowout. All right. This USC team is legitimate playoff contender. All right. USC's got the offense. They've got the defense. They've got the special teams. Their kicking is phenomenal. It's an underrated scenario here in college sports. So for me, it's going to be USC. And this is one of those games, I say it every week, this will be a double-digit victory. I'm going to be taking alternate lines on USC all the way up to about 15.5. You're going to want to get on this game early. By Saturday, this line will change. You'll be looking at 7.5 by Saturday. So get on this game, get on it now. It's my lock of the week. It is USC -6. USC winning by an average of 34.5 points per game this season. Road team is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 matchups. OSU 126th, okay? 126th in opposition points per play. Third down conversions in 2021. That's just absolute garbage, all right? This is a USC team that will get it done and get it done early. I expect a blowout, big-time blowout. USC, the Trojans, -6. Lock it up.
There we go, Devin's favorite college football looks here for Saturday. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, make sure you give us a like. Make sure you are subscribing to this channel. Hit the button right down there. It'll take you half a second to do so. Okay, from the college football field to the Major League Baseball diamond, my 3 favorite pitcher props of the night. We're going to start things off by fading Zach Wheeler. Going to take under 4.5 strikeouts versus the Blue Jays, and the odds makers might be sleeping on this one. Indeed, somebody might be getting fired over this line, and here's why. Wheeler is expected to be on a limited pitch count here tonight. He's being activated from the 15-day DL. Manager Rob Thompson said that Noah Syndergaard will actually piggyback Wheeler. He's only had a few bullpen sessions and threw 2 simulated innings last week, so not even a rehab start in there. So they will ease him back into action. And even if this was a normal start for him, Blue Jays, not an easy team to strike out. The 3rd lowest strikeout percentage versus righties over the last month. Absolutely obliterating right-handed pitching the Blue Jays are, and they absolutely obliterated Wheeler when they faced him last. Rocked him for 6 earned runs. He only had 4 strikeouts on 91 pitches in that game. He won't be getting to 91 pitches here tonight. Next up, we go out to the West Coast. Another nice little spot here. Robbie Ray, I like him to go over 6.5 strikeouts, -120 versus the Oakland Athletics, who he has absolutely owned here this season. Check out some of these stats. He's faced them 3 times this season. He has 28 strikeouts in those games, including separate games of 12 and 10. Oakland striking out at a sky-high percentage, the highest strikeout percentage over the last 2 weeks in all of Major League Baseball. 31% K percentage versus lefties in that span. That is god-awful. And he should be able to go deep into this game. Oakland offense is struggling per usual. No big shock. So no concerns about being yanked early. He should go deep to a pitch count. And we'll bring it home on this, Devin. We'll stay in the same game. And it's not a Wednesday edition of Chasing That Paper without a walk prop on a random pitcher. We have a real steal here. Yeah, baby. James Caprillion of the A's on the mound. We're going to take him to go over 1.5 walks, coming in at -130. This man is an absolute walk machine. He has control issues, and he cannot be trusted. So he's topped 1.5 walks. In 11 of his last 15 starts, he has 3 or more walks 9 times this season, 4 or more walks 7 times. He cannot be trusted, Devin. And Seattle is walking at an incredibly high rate right now. Great discipline at the plate. The 2nd highest walk percentage over the last month. 9 walks in 4 games versus Caprillion season. So there you have it. My 3 favorite pitcher props. Devin's 3 favorite plays for college football. If you're looking for a place to place these bets, I recommend placing these bets over at BetMGM. Let me tell you a little bit about them. Kick off the new pro football season with the king of sportsbooks. Sign up with BetMGM using bonus code VIBONUS. Your first wager is risk-free up to $1,000. That's VI bonus, all one word, no spaces. And your first wager is risk-free up to $1,000. Visit betmgm.com for terms and conditions. You must be 21 or older. BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. So, Devin, we're still trying to get Jamie Foxx to appear on the program here. We saw him in that
I think
ad.
we can make that happen.
Our sponsor. We're trying to get him on. We still haven't heard back yet, but I'm a Jamie Foxx fan. Like his movies, his music, his comedy. This guy can do it all, can he? Okay, so, we obviously, it's football season. We're talking a lot of football as of late, of course, but the Major League Baseball playoffs right around the corner. And as we know, in baseball, Devin, it's not always the best team on paper that goes on to win the World Series. I don't think a lot of people this time last year were screaming from the mountaintops to take the Atlanta Braves to win the World Series, but that's exactly what happened. So let's try to find a little bit of value here. So we take a look at the top of the odds board. We have the Dodgers, the Astros, the Yankees, the Mets, the defending champion Braves. So who's a team out of the top 5 that is on your radar that you think can make a deep run, that you think is worth placing a bet on?
Well, I'd love to say the Boston Red Sox, but that ship has sailed now, hasn't it? But I will keep it inside the AL East. Why is that? Because the AL East could be the strongest division in baseball. I believe they are battle tested, and I'm going to throw a little layup, a little alley-oop, if you will, to my neighbors to the north. Yes, that's right. We're talking about the one and only, okay, Toronto Blue Jays, all right? Canada's only baseball team, and I absolutely love this team. A ridiculous offensive lineup, decent pitching, and they're getting hot at the right time. So for me, at plus 1,500, the Blue Jays are an absolute steal. This is going to be a multi-unit play for me. The Yankees just don't have it this season. I really do not believe that there's any value with the Yankees. The Mets scare me. Obviously, the Astros are scary, but if the Blue Jays can rattle off a couple of wins here early, that is not a team that anybody wants to face. So give me the Toronto Blue Jays at plus 1,500, and I don't like it. I don't love it. Off Cold Stone Creamery, gotta have it, Joe.
Hey, I like that. Everyone knows I'm a Blue Jays fan. Good argument that is maybe the best offense in all of baseball. Alek Manoah. He's an absolute dog. He's a big game pitcher, so you're going to see him pitching hopefully pretty well in a lot of playoff games for the Blue Jays here. So, yeah, I like the Blue Jays' chances, but I'll go a little bit further down the odds board for my pick. I think people are sleeping on the Seattle Mariners. This is one of the most complete teams in all of Major League Baseball. You take a look at the top of the starting rotation, of course, Luis Castillo, amazing acquisition at the trade deadline. Robbie Ray, last year's Cy Young winner, he's rock solid. And don't sleep on Logan Gilbert. Look what he's doing here in September, where the games matter most. A 0.78 ERA and 4 stars. Now, yeah, the hitting's a little underwhelming for sure, but I think they can get some key hits, get some guys on base here in the playoffs. And don't sleep on bullpens. You got to take a close look at bullpens here, what type of form you're in going into the playoffs. And Seattle has one of the most consistent bullpens over the course of the entire season, in great form right now. So don't be surprised to see the Mariners pull off some upsets here come playoff times. Hopefully not against my Toronto Blue Jays, but sitting there at 20-1 over at BetMGM right now. Absolutely worth at least maybe a little sprinkle there in your futures betting dollars. Now you also got a note here near the top of the odds board. You see the New York Yankees at 5-1. The Mariners have a better record in the second half here than the Yankees. The Yankees have a losing record in the second half of the season. They're still dining out on the first half of the season. Yeah, they were great then. How you doing now? What have you done for me lately? Not very much, Yankees. This team cannot be trusted. They are a complete and total ripoff. You do not trust Garrett Cole in a big spot in the playoffs. He's proven that over the past couple seasons here with the Yankees. Sure, the Aaron Judge story is great. You got to like Aaron Judge. He's not an unlikely guy. But in a big spot in the playoffs, Devin, the Yankees have the weight of the world on their shoulders, and I don't think they're going to perform. I think they're one of the biggest ripoffs in futures betting, regardless of the sport right now. So what do you think about the Yankees here? Can they get the monkey off their back and finally perform in the playoffs?
Absolutely not. This is not a team that you should trust. There is way too much talent throughout the major leagues to be taking a flyer on a plus 500 Yankees team right now. If that moves up to plus 900, plus 1,000, maybe you get in that range, probably decent value there. But for me, plus 500, the Yankees, absolutely not. I mean, I'm never going to root for them anyways. As you mentioned, Garrett Cole not to be trusted. Just somebody that has proven repeatedly that he cannot get it done. And, you know, Aaron Judge, yes, as again, you mentioned, very likable guy, but one player is not going to win a World Series. We've seen that. And the way that the Astros and the Mets look right now in some of these sleeper teams that we talked about, when you go up and down the roster and you look at the bullpen, you look at starting pitching, you look at, you know, the power hitting and their teams, it's the Yankees are outmatched, especially down the stretch, not gelling well. And as a team that, you know, does, you know, take a lot of shit from the New York fan base if they're not doing well. I wonder how these guys are going to hold up under pressure. I am not touching them with a 10-foot pole. The Yankees still stink.
Imagine Aroldis Chapman rolling out in a high leverage spot in a tie game late in the game and fall. I do not like that spot. I like it from a live betting perspective. Maybe he's a guy that cannot be trusted either. Okay. So if you're a big fan of what we do here at Vegas Insider, you should check out the Vegas Insider app. We've got up-to-date, easy-to-navigate odds for every major sport. We have all our latest shows, best bet videos, and podcasts, props, trends, futures, news, all on the Vegas Insider app. Download the Vegas Insider app right now on Apple and Android. Bet better with the Vegas Insider app. Okay, Devin, now it is time for some picks from the CTP crew. Viewer picks. These guys have been giving us a lot of winners since the show started a couple weeks back. So what do we got here, Tito? We have Chris weighing in with some college football action. He likes a West Virginia money line. Virginia Tech offense has done nothing to impress. WVU should be 2-1 if not for a bad 5 minutes versus the balance on offense for WVU, 42nd, 43rd in the rush and pass game. Will give Virginia Tech fits. Devin, you know, I'm not much of a college football guy. Everyone knows that. Any thoughts on the Battle of Virginia here?
I don't touch rivalry games. The other game that is absolutely not on my radar is Texas Tech. You cannot predict these things. So although I agree that that Western Virginia is better on paper, I just, as a rule, do not touch rivalry games till late in the season when I've got a little bit more to go off of, performance-based for these teams. So Virginia, West Virginia, won't see me touching that one. But good luck to our friend Chris here.
Okay, next up, we have a dry powder. The revolution will be tokenized. A crypto guy here, apparently, at dry powder. Must be a fan of powder, apparently, some form. Hopefully the body type. So let's get into this. He likes over in the Bengals and Jets game last year. Very high scoring game. Both offenses loaded and defenses are not good. Packers money line. Washington with spread and revenge game. Wentz. Revenge game for Wentz? That's the angle you're going with? Maybe they're a 7-point underdog. Maybe they can keep that close. Packers money line, I don't mind that one. I think that there's potential that the wheels could fall off here for that Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. Good win last week. Give them credit. I don't know about dry powder here. Both offenses are loaded. The Jets' offense is loaded. I know they had that nice comeback, but I think the majority of those points came in like the final 2 minutes for them. Not an extremely high total in that game, but thoughts on any of these picks from our guy Dry Powder, Devin?
Yeah, I don't know about dry powder, to be fair. I think based off these picks, we may be chatting about a different kind of powder there. I don't want to make any assumptions, but Bengals Jets loaded on offense had me off of this ship immediately. And then again, anytime anyone makes the angle of a revenge game, is as big of a Wentz fan as I am, I just do not see it there. Packers money line, that's got a decent shot. No Evans, for Tampa Bay, they'll obviously feel the repercussions of his mistake there. But again, that Packers team does not look like world beaters. I don't love a single one of these plays. Dry powder, I love the name, and the revolution will be tokenized, but I gotta say, I'm 0 for 3 on tailing dry powder.
Yeah, I like the Packers money line there. We'll wish him good luck on this. So not really a breakdown here from our guy Caleb weighing in. I think this is a Sunday nighter. I don't disagree with this pick. He likes the 49ers money line because Russ is washed and Jimmy G is a boss. You know what? Jimmy G is all right. He's probably better for this team than Trey Lance was because Lance was still very much a project. But I think that some people, a lot of 49ers fans, tend to have a short memory with Jimmy Garoppolo. A lot of these people couldn't wait to drive him to the airport at the conclusion of last season. He's a guy that they constantly throw under the bus, but I think he's better for Trey Lance. And meanwhile, very, very disappointing start for Russell Wilson with the Broncos. I think that the Broncos are a team that is still completely overrated. That team wasn't a quarterback away from being a Super Bowl contender. All of a sudden, now you combine a possible declining Russell Wilson with a complete bozo of the highest order in Nathaniel Hackett as their head coach. But kind of an interesting game here. It's still early in the season. I can criticize Hackett and Wilson all I want, but they still have, 15 games left. So, Devin, what do you think of the Sunday nighter and the quarterback battle in that game?
Yeah, so specifically the quarterback battle, I do think that we're going to see two guys that are past their prime. I mean, Jimmy G's never been somebody that really passes the eye test for me. He's not throwing for, 340 and 4 touchdowns like you kind of need to do to win these big primetime games for the most part. And Russell Wilson's got so much to prove. I just wonder if the pressure of the media is starting to get to him because we found out that it was not Seattle. And he's bringing those same trends now into Denver with a questionable Jerry Jeudy. I just don't know if Russell's going to get it done. If I had to lean either way here, I would go San Fran. I'm actually going to be there for this game. I'll be out in the Bay. So, it's very tough for me to bet against a team where I am unless I'm traveling there to watch the other team, which I'm not doing with Denver. So I don't know about Rush being washed. There's a lot of football left to play, but as the quarterback of my fantasy team, I certainly don't love his performance so far. They're going to have to lead in the run game. And, Williams is somebody that I expect to turn it around here. But if they're going to win this game, it's not going to be because of Russell Wilson. San Francisco's defense is very good. And, with Debo and Kittle out there, they can have big explosive plays. So it's a stay away game for me, but I don't hate the play there. If I had to go one way, I'd go with the 49ers.
Okay, there you have it. Brief impromptu Sunday night football preview from Devin and I. I'm kind of looking at the under in that game. Possibly the 49ers like to run the ball a lot. They like to protect Jimmy Garoppolo, right? They don't want him out there throwing the ball 30 times a game. Okay, so now it is time for today's handicapper heat check presented by VegasInsider.com, your home for the best expert picks in the business since 1997. Today we recognize Alex Smart, who can be found on Twitter at AlexSmartSport1. Alex nailed both of his totals yesterday, extending his win streak to 6 straight games. Catch today's winning MLB plays by visiting VegasInsider.com/picks or clicking Alex's promo on the Vegas Insider homepage. That's your handicapper heat check. Stay hot, bettors. Devin, I want to ask you about something here before we send you on your way. I made the mistake of having First Take on before we went to air here with chasing that paper. Competing programs, by the way. We're going live up against the second hour of First Take here every day.
That's right.
And what's this double standard with Tua? Like, I understand I'm biased as a Dolphins fan, but this guy has one of the best halves you'll ever see a quarterback have. The 6 touchdown passes he throws for 469. And then you have people coming out, well, the wide receivers were wide open. Well, he underthrew Tyreek Hill on 1 of his 6 touchdown passes. Well, he did throw 2 interceptions in the first half. People are acting like he should have been pulled from the game after that first half. People act like whenever this guy throws an interception, it's like some incredible blooper reel type of a moment. Guys, every quarterback throws interceptions. Have you seen Matthew Stafford play lately? But there's just such an incredible double standard with this guy. I don't get it. What is your take on my take on the double standard here with my guy Tua?
Well, I mean, as I've said several times on this program and on my own, I'm a believer in this Dolphins team, and I'm a believer in Tua. So, although I'll be on the other side with the Bills this weekend, I do think that this Miami team is playoff bound, and I don't understand the double standard with Tua when there are a lot of guys that we see Joe Burrow, for example, go out. I think he threw 4 picks, 5, maybe 5 picks in week 1. Didn't really hear a ton about it. All you really heard was he's going to bounce back. He's going to bounce back. He hasn't bounced back. Why aren't they talking about Joe Burrow, right? Tua comes back, as you said, leads the Dolphins to their largest comeback in, I don't know, it's got to be a couple decades. So potentially all time. I do think the guy needs a little bit more credit. I get it. He's got Tyreek Hill. He's got Waddle. He's got weapons, but so does every team in the NFL. And for Tua, all he really needs to be is a game manager that can throw the ball downfield with moderate efficiency, which is exactly what he's doing. Their defense is better than average. Their offensive weapons are better than average. So I do not understand the double standard. I couldn't tell you where it's coming from, but you're not going to be getting it from me because I'm a Tua guy. I'm a Dolphins. I'm a Fins guy all season long, even though they are, up against the Pats. It's probably one of those two for that last playoff wild card spot, but I think the Fins will get it. And I think Tua is better than people give him credit for.
Yeah, I'm not going to make a case for him being better than. I'm not even going to make a case for him being a top 10 quarterback. Hopefully, he can ascend to that by the time the season gets out. He's still got a long way to go. It's one game, it was one half of football, but the double standard's ridiculous. We see Justin Herbert throw a game-losing pick 6, and everyone wants to blame the receiver on that one. A little unusual. So there we go, Devin. In and out in 25 minutes today. A rock-solid program. What do you have coming up here at Vegas Insider?
Well, later this afternoon, episode 3 of Bet on Devin, I will be joined by the one and only Darrell Taylor. This is a man who won 4 challenges back to back to back to back. He's a champion through and through, and he's a Raiders fan, as am I. So we are going to be talking about the Oakland Raiders, possibly the best 0-2 football team in the NFL. So an interview with Darrell Taylor, as well as my breakdown and my picks for the NFL with Tommy Freeze Pops will be coming up this afternoon on episode 3 of hashtag Bet on Devin, hashtag the Bod Pod, hashtag the Bod Father. Joe, I appreciate it. Another electric Wednesday, and I am all over that under strikeouts prop, by the way. I just hammered it. So we got that one to look forward to. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, odds makers might be sleeping on that one. So there you have it. Check out Devin's podcast. You're also going to want to check out Down to the Wire tonight, hosted by Joe Madden, 6 p.m. Eastern here on the Vegas Insider YouTube page. And you're going to want to check out this show, Chasing That Paper, tomorrow, the Thursday Night Football edition of the show. Ian McMillan will be back with me. That does it for Wednesday. Good luck with your bets tonight, unless you are fading us. And as always, keep chasing that paper. Woo!